non-binary.
I forgot. It's not. Yeah, non-binary. There you
But
go.
that was that kind of like died off within the first. It died off the moment the show premiered. It was like, oh, this is not what we thought it was gonna be, and the show kind of like went through its paces without any kind of controversy. And I was like, oh, the show's gonna finish, and no one's gonna talk bad about this shit. Nah, now there's a whole discourse about Sunspot being whitewashed.
Sunspot being whitewashed.
I've been hearing that for a while though. I ain't gonna lie.
They're just rich. He didn't know whitewash.
But it's the way he looks because he's not a darker skinned person.
He's Brazilian, so there's I guess there's one type of Brazilian, right? There's not like different colors.
Because you look at his hair and he has this straight Caucasian
But I'm
type
saying he's
hair. I guess that's
Brazilian.
like
I mean,
It's Portuguese.
he's a darker Brazilian because there's Brazilians that's way lighter than him.
Yeah, the Brazilians come in all shades. You can't put one box.
I don't know. Yo, people like complain about some shit, bro, all the time, man.
So when X-Men 97 first aired, a lot of people were talking about the character Sunspot and the erasure of his blackness. This is something that we're very familiar with the character. It is no surprise that as the years have gone on, they have continued to whitewash him till you no longer even remember that he is half black. We're talking about an Afro-Brazilian character that when he's first introduced in the comics, he looks like this. And this Twitter user was really funny for saying this because I noticed it. Like, why does it seem like he's getting lighter every episode? Now, when people did realize that, he had been whitewashed yet again, just like he was in the live action, Bo DeMaio, who was, recently fired from the project, came to Twitter and he said this. To summarize it, he was saying that, oh, so you guys want to cancel out the fact that he's not fully black. Meanwhile, we're looking at a character that doesn't even look black at all. His defense is that you can't say, oh, he doesn't look black enough while excluding the fact that he is Brazilian. Meanwhile, the character just doesn't look black at all. This is the father of the character in question. And as the comics have gone on, there are high highs and there are low lows. I will link this article because it is a very good article on the whitewashing of Sunspot. The actor Henry Zaga wants to reprise his role, and people were like, no, let's actually cast someone who is the exact ethnicity as this character. Let's stop the whitewashing of Sunspot. And when fans came at this page called Comics Explained saying you want a white man to play Sunspot, the person went on saying that Roberto da Costa is Brazilian, and that Henry Zaga is also Brazilian, but that the user wouldn't know that because they're too concerned about the color of the skin. I mean, it sucks to know that the person in charge of, producing the show made this executive decision, but are we really surprised? And a lot of people were even talking about the voice actor. I totally hear them out on the one part because for the actress of Jubilee, they switched out her voice actress because of that. If anything, I think the voice actor just stepped down and refused to come back. There's a popular theme in Hollywood where we see people who voice certain characters of color start to be uncomfortable with the fact that they are taking up that position for someone who actually should play that role because they are that ethnicity. What do you guys think about the whitewashing of Sunspot?
It's a voice actor role. It's a voice actor. Who cares? You can't see the person it's a voice acting fucking role. You had Uncle Phil playing the Shredder. He's not Japanese. It's a voice acting role. Who cares? Yo, these people kill me with this shit, bro. Like, yo. Acting role. Who cares? As long as the character voice is like cool, I don't care. And live action is different. Animation, I don't care who voice acts, but live action is a different.
I guess
shit.
I guess it all boils down to like colorism again, right? Where you have folks that will say they're Afro Latino, right? But just because you say you Afro Latino, you may not have African features and shit. You may be light skinned, right? You just have African ancestry. So someone that could be whiter than me can say they're Afro Latino because they have African ancestry, but that doesn't. It takes away from their blackness. Like it's weird, bro. It's just
it's always been weird. Like that's why mixed race babies they have a hard time like fitting in because people do this dumb shit when they talk about you're not black, you're either not black enough or you're not light enough to do this shit. Like they need to stop with this shit. Like I had no problem with Sunspot. Sunspot still looks like an Afro Latino in the show. I don't know what they're talking about him getting lighter. I didn't notice him getting lighter or something like that. Like I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a good story.
he looked Brown to me, he look like olive.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they ran out of that shade of brown and they had to use a different shade of brown. I don't know.
Nah, like at the end of the day, if that shit, that's some shit you looking for, bro. I did not notice that at all. Like
I was gonna say like when they started that bullshit with Spider-Man 2099 is racist or some shit like that, like because he was going after Miles Morales. I'm like, no, he's going after the fucking what he feel like is the threat, and that Miles Morales is the threat right now that he's going after. It wasn't had nothing to do with him being black. Like I don't understand these people, bro. Like yo, people killing me. They forgot that the woman, his right hand man, is a black woman chilling right next to him. That was helping him do the whole thing. But they're trying to say he's racist. So why would he not be racist against her if he's racist against Miles Morales in the show? Like the stupid shit they say, bro. It don't make no
Yeah,
sense.
it's almost like her whole argument is like you can't be Afro Latino if you light skin.
That's not true.
Absolutely not true.
it's animated, so it's like the only thing you're talking about really is the hair, because nobody had a problem with the skin color. I don't think. Like I don't think that skin color could be devoid of either characteristics of race. But it's like, okay, so we're looking
But
at the
what's wrong with
hair.
that?
That's
But
what
what's wrong
that's
with
what
the
you're
hair
mad
though?
about.
There's gonna be Brazilians that are gonna have
That's what
silky
I'm
smooth
saying
hair, and
because,
you're gonna have Brazilians that has gonna have coarser hair.
but that's what I'm saying. If you would have changed his hair, you wouldn't have had a problem with the complexion of the character. Is my point. Like it's like because you don't have certain defining characteristics, you're saying it's not. And then why are you talking about that with a cartoon? Like again, if that's not something that's blatantly being thrown down your throat, like I don't know why you again, these people are looking for things to argue about. I'm not a Brazilian, so or I'm not an Afro Latino, so in that aspect of being that way, so I can't look at that character and be like, that was the character I was waiting for, and that character doesn't look enough like me. I'm not that type of I'm not that person in this scenario, so I can't discredit people if that's how y'all feeling. But again, you got a girl with a straight press that's out here talking about this, so I can't like really look at that seriously as like that's your issue. Like with this, you're really looking at something to argue about right now. Like
My thing is that people also don't understand genetics. Like when you have something in your gene, like it could pop out of any. When you have something in your gene, like so, say like you have a white ancestor, that shit could pop out somewhere in your generation. Like you could have a kid in the future, and their parents both be black, and then somehow that kid comes out like white. Like it can happen, and it's all a part of your genetic makeup from your past. So like, I don't understand what people talk about when they say like, oh, he's too light to be this, he's too light. We could make a baby from any color spectrum, bro, and any skin color. So it don't make no sense. That's a dumb argument.
I just want to put it out there. If everybody goes and research and you look at the original Sunspot character, if you look at it, you'll be like, okay, I understand why people are mad. But at the same time, ain't nobody give a fuck about Sunspot before this.
At all,
So,
at all, bro.
so, so I'm just trying to keep it real. There is an argument for people that if that's been your character, I get what you're saying. But other than that, nobody's given a fuck about this character before. So like for this argument to be coming out of nowhere, it's like that's the least thing we need to be talking about with this shit right now.